Hi there. This is again week 11 of the Sound Advanced Topics 2 seminar. I'm Brad. This is our fourth video. And before we leave the Xbox controller, I want to show you how to use the controller buttons. Turns out this is a little trickier than it should be. And I'm going to show you how it's set up first of all. But to get the idea of what these buttons are, again, you can look online and find that here's the Xbox controller. And let's say we want to push this button. So it's button 0, right? Wrong. Again, we're using a Macintosh. And even though this was annoying enough, going from 4th axis to 3rd axis, button number 0 in the Macintosh driver is button number 16. Isn't that just wonderful? So keep that in mind. We're going to see if we can intercept pressings of button number 16 on the controller, and we're just going to print some stuff out. We're not going to do anything really fancy today or with this video. So here we go. Created a little game object called buttoner that's going to intercept this stuff, and I put a script on it called the buttoner script. Let's take a look at it first of all. Okay, I'm looking for a get button down, and it's named Xbox Fire 1. It's just going to say hey in our console when we do that. Okay, well, let's take a look at our project settings and notice that this thing used to just say Fire 1, but I changed the name to Xbox Fire 1. All right, and again, I then switched it to key or mouse button, or left it there, not a joystick, because it is just going to be a button. We're going to press it and it's going to do stuff. And then here's the tricky part. Joystick button 16. That name is difficult to find. We'll talk about it. You can go online and eventually you'll find it. But I'll show you a way that you can kind of get the name, but I'm going to show you an alternative way of using these buttons too. So with that name in place, and the name of this sort of event button thing is Xbox Fire 1, our code should print hey when we run the game. So let's bring the console up, and here I'll show you that I'm doing it. Bring up my little window here. Hi everybody. Okay, so here we go. We'll play this. Okay, and here in fact is our button number 16, and watch what happens when I press it. Boom. See, down on the console it does indeed say hey hey hey. Okay, so that's how it works. All right, let me bring this back down. How did I find that name? Well, I found the name by looking on the internet, like I said, but there's another thing that you can do. Okay, I'm going to bring up this little sheety thing here and grab some code because I don't want to type it all in. Okay, and I've got some more code we're going to be bringing in later. Let's go back to our Visual Studio, and I'll add that into our update method. Okay, what this is going to do is it's going to go through, and these buttons are also key codes. That's a hint right there for the third thing we're going to do. And let's just print out what this key code is. Okay, and this will actually intercept all kinds of key codes. So I'll show you how it works. Okay, let's go back to our Unity project. Okay, make this down a little bit, and I'll bring up my window, clear our console. And if I press this, now, watch out, if I hit a K, so you'll say the key code down was a K. If I hit the up arrow, key code down is the up arrow. Now, if I hit this button, and let's go to the other button, this is actually was labeled button number 18 in the online stuff. I'm going to press this. Look, it tells us it's joystick button 18. And joystick 1 button 18. We're going to ignore that one. So look, joystick button 18. There's our name. Oh, isn't that wonderful? So if we were to go out here, and let's take Fire 2, okay, and we're going to call it Xbox Fire 2. Okay, and we're going on here, and our positive button we'll say is joystick stuck button. We'll just copy that directly. 18. Oops. Okay. Notice it didn't even allow me to enter it in because that's not the name of it. Look at the difference. Spaces, lowercase letters. This is what is truly annoying about this. If I now type joystick button 18, it will indeed keep it as the thing, and I can check for that button being pressed when I go back to my scene and run it. So this is the annoying stuff. Now, I need to tell you, Unity has a whole new controller system that they're going to be promulgating. I thought about covering that. It turns out it's fairly complex and it's still not completely released yet, and all the videos I saw had warnings that, oh, things will probably change, and I didn't really want to cover it. This will still continue to work for a while, this system, but the newer system looks like it's much easier to get these particular buttons. You just like select a field and press the button you want, and it will automatically kind of map in. I'll put some links into the videos for those online. But anyhow, we're not going to do that, okay? So let's just back out of all this, okay? Let's get rid of this. Okay, we'll just call this Fire 2 was what it was originally called. Fire 2. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to use it. So anyhow, let's go back to our scene. And let's go now to our code, and we'll leave that in there because that's kind of fun to have, and you'll have it in your project. Like I said, the fact that it was a key code suggests something. Instead of using get button down, I can use our old friend get key down, and that name is correct for the key code. So if I do this, I don't have to go through that input system and set it up for that particular button or anything like that. This will just work because it will treat the buttons as if they were keys. So now let me play this. And now if I hit the first one, it'll say, hey, hey. Now if I hit the second one, it'll say, ho, ho. There it is. It's down there. We've got all that other nonsense kind of happening there. But in fact, we are now clicking the second button and getting it to say ho. I clicked the wrong button there. So that's the way that you can use buttons, and you can figure out which button to use. Call it quits for now. We're going to look at some open sound control.